Hi, Elf Volunteers. Jessica here. Introduction conclusion video for Teeth and Skulls. Before we begin, I just want to remind everyone this unit, as well as all of the units pretty much this entire year of adaptations, we will rely very heavily on items that institutions have loaned to us, such as teeth, jaws, skulls, claws, all sorts of things like that. And this year in particular, it was very, very difficult to get these items. Most of these things have been loaned by CU Boulder, but there are actually a few in this particular unit that are just from friends and people that I know. So if you could just remind your volunteers to just be mindful of that and respectful and to follow most of the instructions that I've written down on the care for these, that would just be great. That would allow us to continue to get items like this loaned to our program for this year and many years to come if we treat them well. Okay, so introduction, teeth, jaw, skulls. We will start. Let me find the introduction part here. Okay, we will start with reviewing what adaptations are. I have this all set out in bullet points. You could just read it verbatim if you wanted to. This just reminds the kids what the whole year is about. See if they can remember anything from last unit. Then we're going to jump right in with teeth adaptations. We're going to say today we'll learn about animal teeth, jaws, and skulls, discuss how they have adapted to better help them survive. Now, I kind of have like an opening, activity kind of thing to do. If you want to do it, I was going to discuss, first I was going to say, how many of you have dogs, cats, pets? Do your teeth look the same as theirs? And then I've got a cat jaw piece, a deer mandible, which the deer mandible is any mandible is the lower movable jaw section of the skull. In humans, it's the only part of the skull that moves. You can mention that. Anyway, what we would do is have the children kind of smile at each other, look at their teeth, their friends' teeth, look at the deer teeth, look at the cat teeth, think about all their pets' teeth, and then kind of say, no, they don't all look the same at all. Kind of discuss the differences. I've got a whole bunch of things that we can talk about here, why they are different shapes. You can ask them like a million questions, as many as they can handle, basically, in like a 15-minute introduction. You can also ask some other opening questions after. Oh, one more thing. So we've got humans, omnivores, cats, carnivores, deer, herbivores. I'm also hoping that a shark jaw will come in as well. I was in New York over fall break. I found this shark jaw in this weird shop. I bought it, and I didn't know if I could take it home in my carry-on, so I shipped it. If it comes in time, then we will have that for the introduction as well. That's pretty impressive. That's pretty neat looking. If you don't see it in the bin, it obviously didn't come in, so I'm sorry about that. But anyway, you've got this. Do the tooth comparison. Talk about, that even though we're all mammals, we all have wildly different types of teeth. Ask all of the questions that I've got listed in there. Then we can dive a little more into teeth and get some more questions going. We are going to talk about human teeth and animal teeth. We are animals, but human teeth and animal teeth alike. You can ask if anybody knows the 4 different types of teeth: incisors, canines, premolars, and molars. You could even show them this little diagram of their mouth and all of the teeth in their mouth if you wanted to. I think this is dry erase. I'm going to erase this because it looks kind of funny, but then we can talk about, why do animals have teeth? Do they eat the same foods or different foods? This all kind of just gets them thinking about why each and every tooth they're going to see today looks a little bit different. Then, before we move on to centers and the puppet show, we need to quickly talk about skulls because we have a whole center on skulls as well. It's a whole part of the whole thing here. And so I've got some bullet points there as well. Again, you could just like read them and ask every question, and then if they get the answer correct, that's great. Otherwise, you can just answer it. After we talk about the skulls, but there's some interesting parts about the skulls too. There's interesting things about eye placement, snout length and shape, things like that. Then puppet show. Okay, now let's jump all the way to the end. Let's do conclusion. Okay, so I have kind of a good idea, I think, for the conclusion. Since we only have 4 centers, there's no option for a 5th. I'm thinking 20 minutes per center, but if you end a little early and you really need a good conclusion, there's this book called What If You Had Animal Teeth? It's pretty cool. You can, I think even for older kids, I think it's kind of cool. You can either read it or just kind of give an idea that that this is what you would look like if you had a narwhal tusk. This is some information on said narwhal tusk. And once you go through the whole book, even if you just kind of glance over it without reading the whole thing, you could have the students do this. This will say, what if I had animal teeth on the top? But basically, they can make their own drawing of themselves with an animal tooth or teeth of their choosing. They can give themselves a funny name, like a combination between the animal that they chose and their name. It's just a really good, oh no, we still have 15 minutes left and I don't know what to do, conclusion. You could also have the older students write another menu from Center 2 and have them like really elaborate on it. That's another thing that they could do. Or you could just go over everything that you learned today. And that's it. Introduction, conclusion for teeth and skulls. Nope, that didn't stop.